Uh, I don't know. Brah. Do, 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 do. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired. Hey, one person's here. Hello. We'll be starting in just a sec. There we go. Oh right, I was in Mishu. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do Mushu quest today or not. I decided not. Mushu isn't worth my time yet. You know what? Let's try this route. No, we need like somebody way overpowered. I should really do a lot of these quests off screen. So how's everyone doing? I need somebody to talk to, because I'm a little tired. I've been watching our puppy non-stop. Like, for some reason everyone keeps putting me in charge of the dog. For those who don't know, the reason why I was gone over the weekend was because I got a puppy. Well, technically my mom got a puppy. But it's cool. I'm really happy about getting the dog, but I'm just like, I'm really tired right now. I've been like the only one watching her for some weird reason. Like, I don't know why, but everyone else scheduled like everything right as we got the puppy. So like, I've been the only one watching the dog, and I've been getting a little kind of grumpy because people are like, you need to watch the dog more. And I'm like, I've been watching the dog. I'm the only one that has been watching the dog. Hopefully I'm still fun to watch today. I'm just our other dog is not having any of it. She's whenever somebody cuddles the puppy, she gives them the cold shoulder. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it's been kind of funny watching our other dog just give us the cold shoulder, like, how can you bring this creature into our lives? I mean, I feel like once she actually realizes that the puppy is no harm to the family and is somebody she can play with, she'll be totally happy about it, but right now she's just giving us the cold shoulder. She's just like, how could you? How could you do this to me? I'm gonna try something. Left button. Let's do fire. I mean, I think ice is weak to fire, right? Woohoo! Now, I'm having trouble with a crafting quest. Like, I have the recipe and I have all the supplies, but for some reason it won't let me craft it. It's weird. Now I just need to take down one more of these bitches. Oh, I forgot to get rid of the snake too, damn it. If anybody wants to see puppy pics, I've been trying to post as many pics as I can on my Discord. I'm just trying to like post ones that don't have my face in it, because I don't want to show my face yet. Grod, 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 Grod. Oh shit. Fish dead. Oh, somebody posted a picture. I was thinking of starting... Oh, it's for the Minecraft thing. Rookie duck. I was thinking about doing an art challenge on my Discord for one of my comics, because I've been having a hard time designing some characters for it. So I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. Because for anyone new on my stream, I am making a next-gen comic for the Miraculous Ladybug series. So I'm trying to design people that have been akumatized, but I can't get like the style I wanted. So I was gonna ask people, I was gonna give people prompts on what these people were akumatized for.
Now I can eat my meal in peace. If you...
But I was gonna ask my fans to like draw what they perceive, because like I said, I have an idea in my head, but it's not clicking, you know? You ever have that where you like have a... I could probably take this fucker on my own. Part of my language. But yeah, I wanted to see what my
So
fans
many
could come up
fools
with.
come to steal my spear. You will not live to see the dawn.
Shut up, I'm talking. But yeah, I was thinking about doing the little art challenge, asking if people wanted to, and then, depending on what people would upload, I would take references off of that, or somebody could actually have their character in the comic. Because there's a couple of them that I have a general idea for, but I don't like the design I did for them. Like, one of the main characters, when he gets akumatized, I wanted him to have like this hard rock metal outfit, but the one I designed, I don't really like that much. And then I had another idea for another character, but I don't like that design either, because it was supposed to be the two main characters when they are akumatized together. And I wanted to have like something that where they play off of each other, because that was technically the first Akuma I thought of. Because I thought it would be cool to have them have like have them both be akumatized together. What should I? Yeah, let's just do this. But I thought it'd be interesting to have them akumatized together, and I thought of a really cute, like, name for them. Their akumatized form is called Darling Dearest. Because, they're, like I've said before, it's kind of a Romeo and Juliet situation with this comic, because the two characters love each other, but they're not allowed to be together. So I wanted to have them be akumatized and have the two of them have like a connected thing. For some reason, I designed Darling Dearest as an angel and demon, even though that has like nothing to do with it. Like, I don't know why I thought, oh, hey, angel and demon, probably because of like how they're perceived. Because one of the main characters, he's a very sweet and gentle person, but a lot of people perceive him as evil, so I made him be the angel. And then the other one, I made the demon because he kind of has a lot of inner demons that he kind of hates himself and what he was kind of raised to be. So I kind of made him be a demon, and especially a fallen demon. Like, he has a halo and wings. If I wait a couple rounds, let's get rid of Gregory, and hopefully we'll get a healing spell next round. Oh, you're attacking this guy. I wanted you to attack the key, dude. Oh well. If we wait, I can summon another 4-boy, and it'll knock him out for the most part. I'm taking a chance. But yeah, I don't like the angel and demon motif for them. It doesn't fit well. And then another character, I wanted people to kind of like, diss her a little bit, because of adopting the main character. So I kind of wanted her to turn into like this like little ragdoll mother figure thing. kind of like a style mixture of Zombie Zoo and Puppeteer. But I don't know. You guys think it'd be a good idea to have a little art contest for the Akumas? And if I come up with more, people can put that in. I like this new Satyr spell. Huh? So you're picking on the wolves? I don't want to. If you read the title, I said I have to hurt the wolves, but I don't want to. I don't know if you heard, but I was thinking about doing a little art contest on the channel, or on the Discord channel. Appa, where Appa? We're in battle. Appa doesn't go into battle. But yeah, I was saying I was gonna do a contest for my, Miraculous comic. It's not my excuse. Blame the creators of the game. They don't allow, mounts in battle. But I was thinking of doing an art challenge for my Miraculous, comic. Technically, you don't need to really know about the Miraculous stuff. I'll give, like, basic info for the stuff. So, if you don't watch the show, it's fine. I just am having a hard time designing, Akumas. So, I was gonna see if my fans can come up with better ideas for my thing, so your whole design can make it in, or just part of the design. So, yay. But yeah, I had some... Or, I was also gonna say that if people wanted to, they could create their own Akumas, and if I like the... Didn't hear about the design thing because bro started shouting lol. But yeah, I'm having a hard time designing Akumas because I have an idea in my head for a lot of these characters, but for some reason I just can't. My designs aren't really working, so I was like, oh, maybe the fans will want to design it, and then they could possibly have a design in the comic, and or I'll take references from the design to kind of help me get the design better.
Let me see what you have brought for me. What will you do about it, little one?
I'm guessing this person right here is the... but yeah, I have 3 characters right now that I'm trying to, that I'm having a hard time, like, getting their design figured out. So... And then I'll ask in the future if, like, people had anything, because one of my Akumas, I like the design of it. I want to do, like, a poster of that design, because it looked awesome. But the other ones, I can't figure out. I warned you
to leave. Now you'll pay the price.
Shut up. Are the details of it on the Discord? I've been doing random things lately. I haven't put it on the Discord yet, but I will. I'm trying to decide if it is a good idea or not. But if I do think it's a good idea, I will put details and rules on the Discord. But so far, the 3 characters I'm trying to figure out, I have the name for one of them, because usually they have, like, some kind of name based on, like, their power set. And one of them I have the name for and their basic concept, but I can't get the design figured out. Like, I don't know what I want to do for the design. And so, the name of the Akuma is Darling Dearest, and it's the main two characters. They're both akumatized together, because people are trying to separate them, and it makes it upset, so they get akumatized into Darling Dearest. And, oh yeah, Zosimus, in the Miraculous series, most of the villains are created from Akumas, and the Akumas are based on, like, negative emotions. So Darling Dearest is the embodiment of how they're kind of being separated. For some reason, I drew them as, like, an angel and demon, even though I feel like that's the complete opposite of what I want. Like, I feel like it could be useful for the other characters to kind of analyze their personalities and stuff, but I don't think the angel and demon thing work. And then the other two ones, I don't have names for them yet, but one is one of the main love interests, when he's in, well, the main love interests, akumatized, and I wanted him to look like a heavy metal rocker, because he kind of pushes all that down inside of him, and I just want him to snap and just get akumatized and turn into this heavy metal character. And then the third one is a character who is kind of dissed about her children, so she turns into this, like, ragdoll mother character. So I'm trying to figure out designs for them, and I kind of like the designs I have, but I feel like it could be better. It doesn't feel like something from the series. I mean, but yeah, like, I just don't feel good about the designs right now. So, and I'm trying to figure out other ways to introduce Akumas too, because Akumas aren't as important in my comic as they are in the cartoon. But I still want to have kind of that impact, you know? I can take a couple more hits. But I still want a couple of important Akumas for certain things. So, I'm probably talking gibberish right now and nobody understands what I'm saying. But what I'm saying does make sense in a weird way. Oh, I just looked at his health. I am not paying attention whatsoever. Oh, they got disappointment. But yeah, I will put rules out and basic descriptions if I do have an idea. So the design or some of the design concepts will be in the little drawing contest. I am, like, off my game today. I am so tired. I've gotten, like, no sleep, and then I've been doing the puppy sitting, so I'm, like, really tired. I think after stream I'm gonna switch off with my brother, because we each took a couple hours to watch the dog this morning. Puppy keeping you up? No, actually, it's just my fucked sleep schedule mixed with the exhausting care of puppies. That's what's screwing me over, because my sleep schedule's like, you need to stay up until this time, but then I spent, like, the entire day, like, chasing down the puppies, so I'm just like, already tired from that, and then my brain's just like, nope, you're staying awake even longer now, and I'm like, fuck. I mean, I love the little bugger, but it's just tired. And it doesn't help that, like, everyone in the house scheduled, like, all their things the first couple days of us owning the puppy. So I was, like, the only one taking care of the dog. So I'm just sitting, I've been spending the last couple days just watching the dog, and I've not been able to get anything done. And my brother, like, kind of snapped at me, like, earlier, because he's like...
That was unwise.
Herc?
So he kind of like snapped at me, and he's like, you don't need to get anything done. I'm like, I have been pushing back all my work for the last couple days, so that way I can let you guys do your things. Technically it's Mom's dog, and she has barely spent any time with it. And I'm just kind of getting a little frustrated, because they think because I spend most of my time at home that I'm not doing anything important, and I'm trying to get all this stuff done.
Did you get the magic dust?
Shut
I
up!
hoped
I'm
that the
trying
Grenville
to...
would treat you fair. The king of the wool, the runes.
Looks like you picked up a wee extra busy.
But like, I've been frustrated because this kind of happened with our other dog Mimi too, because they're like, oh, because Maggie's not doing anything important in our eyes, that means she must not be doing anything important whatsoever. And it's like, I'm trying to get all these projects done so I can start making money off of my art, and it feels like nobody seems to care about this stuff, because they're like, oh, you're not making money off of it, therefore it doesn't have value. It's like, I can't make money off of it if I can't work on it. So...
You set fire to the shelves. The fire is too small to hurt anyone, but will cause the necessary distraction.
But, yeah, I've just been kind of, like, upset, because I've been telling people that I've been, like, tired and stuff like that, and I need to get stuff done, so that way I can... Where am I? But, like, everybody's acting like I have nothing important to do, which is upsetting. Because my new job is, like, every other week.
Who goes
So,
there? Not you.
I still
You're
spend, like, a
not
lot of time
going
at home.
anywhere.
But it still kind of hurts, you know? It's like you stop them from going to work and then say, well, you didn't make any money from work today, so guess you're not doing anything. Yeah. It's kind of like, what's going on is it's kind of like I'm doing a self-internship. So I'm getting all the work done that would be like at a normal job of what I'm doing. Like, I'm spending even more so on the hours. Like, I spend more than a normal work than a normal work day on this stuff. Like, I do all that, and then I do what normal people do in my line of the field, so it's like I'm doing an internship for myself, but they're like, well, because you're not with an actual business or making money, it doesn't count as a job. It's like, I'm like, the only reason I'm not making money yet is because I haven't had time to actually work on this stuff. Like, I have a couple projects that are, like, on the brink of publishing, but because I haven't been able to work on them, I can't publish them, and I can't make money off of it. Thanks, help spells. But yeah, I've just been kind of a little bit upset because it feels like I'm trying to make a career out of all this stuff, and my parents are just acting like I'm spending my day doing nothing. Which is not true. And of course they usually of course, the usual, like, parent bad luck of, like, whenever I am, like, taking a break from, like, work or something like that, they come into my room and they're like, oh, you're just playing video games. And I'm like, no, I'm taking a break after spending over 5 hours drawing. Like, honestly, it's exhausting. Literally, I do my 1 hour stream a day, and then I usually spend the rest of the day working on art projects. So, and that's usually, like, more so. And then, of course, they also think I'm lazy because my sleep schedule is different from theirs. Because I sleep in... People always seem to look in on breaks. Yeah, I know. And they seem to think I'm lazy, because, especially my mom. My mom seems to think that then assume that's what happens. Yeah. And then I also have, like, YouTube on, so I have something to listen to, so they'll see the YouTube and they're like, oh, you're not working on anything important. And I'm like, I just have something to listen to while I work. Like, you guys don't have music or something that you listen to? What the... but, like... Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, the sleep thing. But, like, because I usually go to bed... My sleep schedule has been really fucked. I've been going to sleep at, like, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I sleep in till, like, right before stream. I think I've said that before, where I wake up right before stream. And my mom thinks I'm lazy because I'm spending most of the day in bed, but it's like, I'm literally awake the normal amount of time. I'm sleeping the average amount of time that normally people sleep. I sleep, like, a regular 8 hours. But because I wake up in the afternoon, therefore that makes me lazy. And it's like... And my dad is a nocturnal person too, so he isn't as bad about this, but I've, like, tried to tell my mom before, this is when I get my work done. Your job is during the day. You have to wake up early for your job, but the job that I'm trying to complete here is a job that I can kind of pick my own hours, and I usually think better at night anyways. It doesn't matter if I wake up, doesn't matter if I wake up early or late or anything. I usually work best at night anyways. I think it's like a ADHD thing. Like, they said that, people with lots of fizzles in this battle, yeah. Oh, I probably should heal myself. I just realized that. But, like, they said people with ADHD, usually, have a more nocturnal cicada rhythm, which is, like, their sleeping patterns and stuff like that. And I get a lot of my mental stuff from my dad, so he kind of has ADHD too. But, like, so I usually get my most of my work done at night, and my mom's like, oh, because you're sleeping during the day, therefore that makes you lazy because you're not getting work done when it's sunlight out. And I'm like, the jobs that I need to work on does not require me to be awake during this time. We're living in a world where people's jobs and work times are so much different than those from, like, previous generations. Like, a person, a lot due to, like, electricity and everything else, it's, like, weird because it used to be, like, people had to only work during the day and they couldn't work at night and stuff like that. But now we've hit, like, a point where it's more common for people to actually work at night, and I don't think my mom's, like, getting that. And it's kind of sucks, because I'm trying my best and I'm working my hardest on all these things, and it feels like all my hard work is being ignored, so yay. Because, I mean, I used to work mostly nights, got home every day at 6 a.m. Yeah. I usually fall asleep at 6. But I usually
You pull
sleep,
on the
like,
lever,
Shut
and
up.
you hear a click.
But I usually, like, fall asleep at 6, and I usually sleep, like, 8 hours, which is the normal amount that normal humans should sleep. Sometimes I sleep a little more, depends on the day. But I usually wake up right before stream. I've stated that before. I'm, like, not paying attention to the plot whatsoever. Where's some health awards? But yeah, so like I have a normal schedule. It's just because my mom thinks that I'm not awake during the sun time, therefore that makes me lazy. And it's kind of upsetting because I've tried to explain to her my side of the story, but my mom is very stubborn and doesn't really listen to anything else if it's not her. She's kind of one of those people where it's like my way or the highway kind of thing. So if it's not the way she has it like set up, then it's not right. So even if you give like all the information and stuff that you need, I'm making my mom sound like way worse than she actually is. I'm so sorry. I know she won't watch my streams, even though I've like asked her to. But yeah, my mom is a good person. She wants the best for me, but I feel like we're like two completely different people, and it makes us clash a lot. Like
What are you doing here? I'll send you home with your tail between your legs.
And I know sometimes the way I talk, it makes me sound more aggressive than I actually am. So, like, I've had times before where people completely misunderstand what I'm saying because the way I phrased it sounded way more aggressive than it sounds. But I do love my mom, and we get along okay, but because of how different we are, we clash on a lot of things. And it's not healthy, like, because I've tried to bend for her and all that, but it just kind of, I don't know, I've heard you stress at game cheating seem pretty aggressive. Well, that's actual aggressive. I mean, like, the way I sometimes phrase my sentences sounds a lot more negative than it should. And I think I had that problem a lot more when I was younger, too. Because I've had a lot of people be like, hey, why'd you say that? It's not cool. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I meant. I meant this instead. And they're like, oh, okay. So I tend to have, like, the way I phrase things, it sounds a lot more negative and aggressive than it actually is supposed to be. I don't know if it's like a mess up of like social cues or something, because I know that's a problem people like me sometimes have, so. But, we have like a million shields. Oh wait. But like, because I've had times before where I try to talk to my parents about something, and they completely misunderstood what I was trying to say, and it's caused a lot of fights before in the past. I'm tempted to invite my friend over whenever I'm about to like have a fight with my parents, because she seems to like be able to translate what's going on, but I don't want to like make her suffer through like all those fights and stuff. But yeah, like, me and my mom get along fine for the most part, but because we're so different, it causes a lot of clashes, with our relationship, and I feel like it'll cause a lot of negative harm in the future, because it's caused enough problems where I've been like hesitant to even like, if I move out, I've been hesitant to like let my mom into like my adult life. That's how bad it is. Like I know that sounds terrible and she probably doesn't deserve it, but I'm worried that because of the way she handles situations, if I give her like even a bit of control in like the future of my life, she'd try to control every part of it. My mom's kind of a perfectionist. Like I said, she's one of those people where it's like my way or the highway. And she's a tad bit of a perfectionist. So like if things aren't exactly how she wants it, she will freak out. I remember one of the weirdest times where something like that happened was my dad got us Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, and we picked up like chicken tenders instead of the actual chicken stuff, and my mom threw this huge fit, and I'm like, they're both chicken, they're both fried chicken, why does it matter? Like, honestly, I keep getting support spells. I don't want support spells. I want attack spells. Let me kill. Like I said, I don't mean to like sound mean about my mom or anything, and it's I'm probably making my mom sound like way worse than she actually is. But I know she's just trying to like look out for me, but I feel like the way she is looking out for me is doing more harm than good. Like, I don't want to be mean, but just got home a little bit again after getting my tattoo done. Nice. Yeah, I'm just ranting. But I do love my family, even if we don't always see eye to eye. It probably doesn't help too, though, that, like, I noticed that because I've said before on stream that I found out about some of my mental disabilities way too. Yeah, you always rant. Lol, told you rant away. It's fine. Yeah. But like I said before, I think I said it before, but I found out about my mental disabilities really late in my life. Like,
you pull on the lever and the gate opens.
But like I found out about my ADHD in high school, which would have been helpful if I learned that sooner so I could actually be able to do school well. And then I learned about my autism like right after I graduated from high school. Like I was going into college and all that stuff. And I wanted to find out about my arm hurts. Oh, I'm sorry. But I wanted to find out about those mental problems, or if I had them, so that way we could find a way to work around it. Because I know a lot of people say to work through your mental problems and push past it, but that's actually more harm than good for a lot of people with mental disabilities, because sometimes you just can't push past it. Like, there is a reason why it's a problem in the first place. If it was something that you could just push aside, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. The question is, was it worth it? I'm gonna go with yes. But, I wanted to learn if I had these mental problems so that way I could work through it and try to, of course it was, I have cigar to cigar. Nice. But I wanted to learn if I had these mental problems so that way we could start looking at ways to kind of work around it. So that way I could still face it and not have... You know what? I'm just gonna... I saw some people doing the battles, so I assume they're gonna do that one next. yeah, after we found out about my mental health problems, my family just kind of ignored it. And I'm like, if I wanted us to just ignore the problems, I wouldn't have asked us to confirm if I had it in the first place. Like, it just... I know a lot of people say... Like I said before, a lot of people say to just push past the mental problems and be greater than them. And it's like, better to know and work with it. Only time I don't like people with any problems is when they use it as an excuse for bad behavior. Like, it makes it okay. Yeah, like, I know I have these problems and I need to work with them, but the way my parents, like, handled it after we found out, it just felt like they were ignoring the problem rather than just facing it. And I'm like, if I wanted to ignore it, we wouldn't have gone to the doctor and confirmed that we had these problems in the first place. Like, so I'm a 20-plus-year-old person who doesn't know how to deal with any of the mental problems I grew up having, which is very unhealthy for the long run, because now that I know I have these problems, I don't know how to work around them. So I'm trying to, like, hit the next stages of my life and all that, but I don't know how to adapt my life so that way I can actually face these problems in a healthy way. And it's just really dangerous, because I know if I try to do it the normal person way, I may cause more harm than good. And because I've had a handful of jobs where I have been, like, fired from because of things that if I knew about my autism sooner, that probably would have prevented my firing. Like, and Goody wanted to get it sorted. Growing up, no one spoke about any problems, and you was a problem, so kind of stops me from looking into it despite friends saying I should. I've been lucky to have a very supportive mother with my mental issues. I didn't get diagnosed until college, but once I was, I started my mental health journey. It's been tough. Yeah, like, I want to figure all this stuff out so I can have a more healthy mindset, but because I've actually been asking my parents to actually have me see a real therapist. I'm like, hey, I understand I have mental problems. I would like to face them. I want to see a therapist so that way I can talk it out with someone with a professional mindset. Maybe they'd have ideas that'll help me work through it and not just have my mind blocking everything out, because that's what it does sometimes. And I know that's what some people with autism do. They sometimes block out the advice that their loved ones are giving them because they don't see it as, like, worth enough to kind of connect. That sounds bad. I believe you could get a recommendation from your physician. Yeah. Well, because I live with my parents and I don't make enough to, like, afford insurance on my own yet, I've been using my mom's, like, work insurance. So, like, I'm using their health insurance. So if I want to get a doctor, I need to talk to them first before I go through all that. Like, I'm tempted to just ask for the basic information for the insurance and just look up the doctor on my own, because I am, like, getting fed up, because I have a lot of other mental problems that it would probably help if I NHS, woo, yeah. But, like, I would love to, I'm, like, so close to just stealing, like, their insurance card and just going to a doctor and just being like, hey, I need insurance, because, like I said before, my mom wants to be in control of everything. As long as you're covered, you should be able to see a physician. You can help get you set up with therapists and psychiatrists. Yeah. The thing is, though, I gotta also get a psychiatrist that is healthy for someone with mental problems, because I know otherwise you can apply for your own insurance under your state. Yeah. But like I said, I can't afford it. And I also want to sign up for my local Department of Disabilities. But I don't know if I'm too old for it, though. That's the problem. because I found out about my health problems too late, I may be too old to sign up for disability help. How much is it, if you don't mind me asking? I don't even want to check, because half of the stuff where I live is like even more expensive than anywhere else for some weird reason. Yeah, I live in Oregon, and because of weird things that have been going on, a lot of people from California have been moving up to Oregon, so all the prices have been like hiked up for like everything. So that's the reason why I haven't moved out yet, because our housing prices is through the roof, even though we don't have sales tax. Like, we don't have sales tax here, but like housing prices and everything else is like through the roof. Medical stuff is through the roof. It's the only reason I don't live on my own yet. Like, I would probably be out of here by now if I lived in a different area of the country. Like, oh yeah, choose 2 colors, any 2 colors. Yeah. But I always forget you're from Britain or UK. I can't remember nowadays. The way you put you in your colors is weird. As in actually choose color. I'm finishing a pic. Lol. I like the color teal. Like, I've said that before. That's like my favorite color. But yeah, I know if I did go to like a psychiatrist and I didn't tell my mom, she'd freak out. Because, like I said, my mom wants to be in control of everything. Would you like me to do some research on your
You
state?
see
and
my
help
wolf
you out and do some
allies?
research?
It is
Yeah.
as I said. The bears are in league with the Red Claw. They have sent their spy to destroy us all. Stop them. Tear them apart.
But yeah, that'd be nice. I can't remember if it was 22 or 24 that you can, like, sign up with the Department of Disabilities in Oregon. Like, that was, like, the cutoff point. Which is not healthy whatsoever. I mean, they probably would extend it for, like, my case, because I didn't find out I had these disabilities till too late. Okay, I will look. I don't know how old you are. I am 22. Yeah, because my parents, I think, like I said before, they kind of ignore my mental health stuff, and they're like trying to push me to like hit that next step, even though mentally I don't think I'm ready for it. Because I've mentioned before, I have a boyfriend. Would you want me to send your info in a whisper here or on Discord? Discord, because I think you can DM me. And I don't know how Twitch works. But but like, because I mentioned to them that I have a boyfriend online, they've been like pushing like wedding stuff, even though I haven't been with this boyfriend that long. And they were like, "Oh, it probably doesn't help that all of their friends' kids are like getting married and having kids, and I'm just here like, da 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 da." But, like, oh my god, my mind just went blank. But like I said, it doesn't. But they've been like pushing like wedding things and for me to move out and all that, and I'm like, mentally, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm not ready to hit the next step and all that. And I'm just trying to like figure out how to anchor myself before I move on to the next step, and I don't think my parents are realizing that. I'm trying to find ways to anchor myself that won't screw me over. Because, but like, because I've been fired, from jobs before because of my autism stuff. I think I learned about that, like, I found out I was autistic after I was fired from these jobs. You work part-time. Yeah, well, kind of. It's complicated. I don't think I qualify for part-time, but I say it's part-time. I'm a part-time nanny, so whenever the dad needs me, he'll say, "Hey, I need you to watch the kids for a couple hours." And I'm like, "Okay, great." Yeah, and then I'm trying to turn my Twitch stream and my art into a career. So I've been trying to like get all that stuff done, and I'm trying to get all my financial stuff for that set up so I can. You do taxes and stuff on nannying? No, I have not done taxes on that yet. Because like I said, it's like you make enough to actually get taxed on it. I probably could, depending on how much I work a week, I probably could be taxed on that if I wanted to, but technically I'm committing tax fraud. So, I mean, technically, yeah. We haven't, I think I may be taxed on it too soon, because the dad says he wants to, like, financially, he wants to get, like, financial, like, things documented, so that way he actually gets taxed for it. For my state, it's, like, anything over $200 or something like that. Oh, no, I don't get enough. He doesn't ask me for that much during the week. If it was my old job, though, I probably could have been taxed on it. My old nannying job. I usually make about 100 a week with him.
While Moonin is stunned,
wait.
you throw the dust of discovery.
You do not. The rape.
Excuse me, but one of your items.
Like,
No, I did no wrong. You.
so right now you're technically unemployment in government's eyes. Yeah. Like, if I did the paperwork, I technically could possibly be taxes. Help. But because it's kind of more of a freelance under the table kind of thing, I haven't been taxed for it yet. Like, I usually get like 100 a week, because he usually has me work 2 days a week, and I usually work for about 5 hours each day, and my charge is like $5 per hour per kid, and he has 2 kids, so that'd be $10 an hour. So I make $50 each day, and I do it every other week, so technically I could be taxed on it. And then once I get my art stuff financially stable, I could probably start making money on that. By the way, technically I have commissions open. I mean, I'm not openly stating I have commissions, but if somebody asks me, I'll give them prices and stuff.
You rescued
so.
Your.
I thought there was more to Grisselheim. But yeah, technically I think I meet all the requirements to do taxes, but I haven't filled out the proper paperwork for it. So... Oh wait, we gotta say bye to Nick Jonas, because I think we're done with Grisselheim for right now. Bye, Nick Jonas. I love how we're talking about this, and if we start logically look at it, I am technically committing tax fraud. Like, because I probably make enough to get taxed, but I haven't filled out the right documents for it, so technically, I'm committing tax fraud. Whoops. Do you get in trouble if it's accidental tax fraud? Like, you didn't plan on committing tax fraud, but it just kind of happened? Wait, am I supposed to beat up these bitches? I am. I'm supposed to kill them. Let's make some bacon. But, yeah, would probably till you started talking about it. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm trying to open, the more money-making side of my art stuff, so technically, commissions are open if people wanted art from— oh, I didn't mean to do that. Shit. But yeah, I've had a couple requested commissions. I haven't been able to start them yet because of Puppy, which is another reason why I'm getting kind of pissed at my family, because I'm like, I can't get paid work done because of this. Thankfully, the only person who has requested an actual commission right now, is my boyfriend. So I'm just like, so he's pretty chill about it. I told him I'm busy with the puppy, so I haven't been able to do anything. So he probably wouldn't care, and I'm keeping my commissions really cheap right now, until further notice. So, but yeah, I'm trying to, and then like I said before, I have some, merch things planned that'll come out soon. I'm gonna have a Grimm sticker set that'll be released, soon. And then, so Grimm sticker group will be released soon, and then, oh, my mind is going blank. I have trading cards planned. I'm still working on the trading cards because I wanted them to look really, really nice before I release them. But, yeah. Okay. I wonder if the insurance my parents gave me covers, like, those digital therapists. You know how they have those? It's like, I don't want to, like, get out of the house and leave, because that would be uploaded puppeteer. What? Oh, that's a cool puppet thing. Is that for the Akuma challenge thing, or was that just something you were drawing? Because I know I mentioned the word puppeteer when talking about one of the Akumas. I was already drawing it before I joined the stream. Okay. Okay, because there's a character... in Miraculous Ladybug who, when they're akumatized, they're called the Puppeteer. Puppets was just a coincidence, yeah. And so I was gonna base the kind of the power set slash design a little bit off of that, mixed with another character from the series to create this akumatized person. You know, I just realized something. That person probably wouldn't get akumatized. Because of lore things that they released in the new, because of things they released in the most recent episode, that character probably wouldn't be akumatized. Shit. Actually, I could probably find a way around it so they could still get akumatized even though lore reasons say otherwise. that's the downside of making a next gen comic for a series that hasn't finished yet, because if they release new stuff, then it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, the stuff you were just writing about, completely worthless now. Because I was working on like 2 next-gen comics for 2 other series, but I couldn't do the series anymore because both series released stuff that completely contradicted the plot I was writing, and I'm like, great. So I'm trying to keep the Miraculous Ladybug as open as possible, so that way if they do introduce new lore-based things, it wouldn't cause any trouble. Like, it wouldn't contradict the plot. Simple fix, alternate reality rule. Yeah, because I think I was gonna do an My Little Pony next-gen comic, because I had a plot for that. And then, I was thinking of doing a Steven Universe next-gen. I just sent you some info. I will look at it after stream. But yeah, I was oh my god, my mind just went blank. But yeah, I couldn't do those series anymore because what I was basing the plot off of was completely contradicted by that point. So I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do the story anymore because the MLP one was going to be based around the Elements of Harmony and some Alicorn based stuff, but the way they confirmed a couple of things that like contradicted my entire plot, and I'm like, great, I can't write the story now. And then with my Steven Universe one, it was before, I don't know, should I say the Steven Universe one though? Because I don't know if any of you guys haven't seen it or want to see it, but there was like a huge plot twist towards the end of the series. I mean, if you thought about it, it wasn't that big of a plot twist. Like, if you thought about it, it made sense. But, like, towards the end of the series, something happened, and it was just like, oh, that makes sense, but still it's shocking. Just assume I haven't seen things. Okay, I just didn't want to ruin the story because I have this bad habit where I accidentally spoil things. My parents yell at me all the time because of it, because I'm just like, oh yeah, I like this thing because this, and this, and they're like, Maggie, come on! I'm like, I'm sorry, did I spoil it? And they're like, yes you did. I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought that wasn't important to the plot. Jesus Christ. Keyboard's acting wonky again. I don't mind spoilers, go for it, lol. I've said before with this too. Well, I was gonna have something happen where Pink Diamond, who, in the series, they showed, like, the diamonds and all that sort of stuff. But I was gonna have Pink Diamond join the Crystal Gems, like, they were gonna find her diamond shards and, like, piece them back together. So I was gonna do that, and I was gonna have Pink Diamond join the Crystal Gems, based on lore reasons, and then the series actually came out with information about Pink Diamond. That's all I'll say. They came out with information about Pink Diamond that would have contradicted my entire story, and I'm like, well, fuck. Can't do that now. That's why I'm basing my Miraculous comic on the plot I'm going for, because if I wanted to, I can change small details really easily. And I won't have people Chances are I won't watch it in the future either. Don't need to, as I have you to tell me about them both. It speaks so passionately. Oh god. I still think people should see the series. I'm having my friend watch Digimon right now. I'm having her watch the original series, and like the first couple episodes really show its age. Like because the first Digimon series came out like early 2000s, and you can feel it. Like you can tell that like cartoons have aged way differently. Oh, why did I get rid of that? Why did I get rid of disappointment? But like cartoons have changed so much since then, because it had like that early 2000s formula that they don't do anymore, and it felt like a very old-fashioned cartoon, and I'm like, this was from when I was little. This is so weird. But yeah, it was weird because like my friend was kind of just sitting there watching it, and I'm like, I was just like, the episodes do get better, but it felt like it had that early 2000 feel where they weren't really quite building up to it yet. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like early 2000s kind of like children cartoons, if they did have a plot, they didn't like build up that much. Like they tried, but they still kind of like felt a little empty. Not like the cartoons that we have now that actually have heart. Like, the future Digimon stories were a lot more powerful. And the original season is still powerful, but because of that, like, 2000s flair, and it probably didn't help that they were trying to I miss having the excitement for shows like I had when I first watched Digimon, yeah. But I was, like, watching the first season again with her, and I'm like, I kind of want to see the new Digimon, because they rebooted the series. Because everybody got pissed at them for Digimon Tri, and because it, like, contradicted a lot of lore stuff. Like, I'm okay with introducing new aspects to like, Digimon lore, as long as it has a good reason for it. Or, like, just any series. I'm okay with, like, contradictions of lore, if it has a good reason for happening. Like, with Steven Universe, originally they advertised the show as a magical fantasy show, and the gem characters were magical fantasy beings. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I love fantasy. I'm obsessed with it, as you have seen from many of my stream. But I was like, okay, I like fantasy. I know it's, I'm a huge fan of it. And as the series progressed, I'm like, oh, I like how they're implementing fantasy in their world. It's really nice. And then they got into more of the plot stuff of the series, and they did a complete 180. Like, cause, like I said, fantasy. But, like, they did a complete 180 on the series, and it turned into a sci-fi series. And I'm like, at first I was kind of like, sci-fi? How are they going to implement this? But the way they introduced more lore and made it more of a sci-fi thing, I'm like, okay, I see that. I like that. That is good. They gave an explanation as to why the gems were there. They confirmed that the gems were an alien species that came to Earth, which gave more logic to the series, and it still had like that fantasy element, but the way they introduced new lore, even though it was contradictive lore, it still fit with the plot, which I like. A good and bad Digimon example, because I know we were talking about Digimon, I'll start with the bad one. A bad Digimon example was Digimon Cross Wars, or sometimes it's known as Digimon Fusion. The reason why I hated that season so much, I know some people liked it, but I hated it so much because they made light of a mechanic of the series for this season. And because in Digimon can't fuse unless they're a high enough level or they have a high enough bond. No questions about it. Anyone who's watched Digimon knows that. You need to either have a high enough level of a Digimon, so it's gotta be like Mega, Ultimate, something like that, or it's got to be a big enough bond. So if the two Digimon are really close, they can fuse. And so, so the reason why I was so upset about Digimon Cross Wars and Digimon Fusion is they made light of the fusion mechanic without giving much of an explanation why. It didn't make sense to me why this happened. And they basically were like, oh, here's a Digivice that can make Digimon fuse together. And I'm like, okay, that makes a little sense, but why? Usually Digimon goes into more detail than that. They're like, yes, this thing is implemented into the Digivice because of this reason, and this thing. And I'm like, oh, that usually makes more sense. But with Digimon Fusion, they're like, Digivice makes them fuse. I'm like, oh, so many things done that, like, Digivolving Pokemon. I was like, just why? Yeah. But, like, I was very upset with how they handled that because it just felt like they were shitting on, like, a decade of lore without putting more effort into it. A good example of changing the lore in Digimon that in a way that makes sense was actually my favorite season, Digimon Frontier, which I know a lot of people hated it at first, but if you actually think about it, it makes a lot of sense based on what they gave on the lore. And Digimon Frontier, they didn't have partner Digimon. That is a staple of the series. You have a partner when you are a Digimon. Or wait. When you're in Digimon, you have a partner that travels with you. In this version of the series, they didn't have partners. They turned into their Digimon, which in the previous season, they did confirm humans can fuse with Digimon to create a more powerful Digimon. So it was confirmed in the lore that it was possible. They just implemented it more in this season, and they gave a good reason as to why, because they explained a little bit of lore of the Digimon that they were empowered by. And, so they said that there were these 10 legendary warriors that fought this very dangerous Digimon. They revealed who the Digimon was later. It's not a big spoiler, but, I mean, but like, so they said that there were these 10 legendary warriors that fought this Digimon, and then something happened. They defeated the Digimon, but didn't beat him all the ways. So they took the spirits of the Digimon and implemented them into a Digivice, so that way they could bring humans to the world to turn into the Digimon. And they didn't know what humans would inhabit the Digimon spirits, these legendary warriors, so they brought as many kids as possible. Like, there were a ton of kids that came to the digital world. Like, they confirmed, like, hundreds of kids came just to see who would fit this, like, who would fit these 10 legendary roles. And so, they gave a lot of lore-based reasons as to why they chose these kids to turn into Digimon rather than have digital partners. And I liked how they implemented that. Looks like the enemy is lining up to attack you. Lol. Yeah. But yeah, that's why I like Frontier a lot more, is because, they actually gave multiple reasons as to why this happened, and they gave it as early as possible in the series. I don't know if they ever explained why in Fusion they could do the fusion things. I was basically shut off by that point, but like I try to watch as much as I can, but I'm like, this is utter crap. Even if they did explain why these Digimon can fuse, it's just terrible plot lines. But like, yeah, that's why I was so upset with Fusion rather than, Frontier. And I know a lot of people hated Frontier at first because they're like, they don't have rookie Digimon, so that means it's not a real Digimon series. It's not like all the other ones. But I'm like, compared to some of the other seasons, Frontier makes sense. I also believe in the theory that the kids that were chosen for the 10 Legendary Warriors were the inspiration behind the original Digidestin, which is Tai, Matt, Sora, all the others, you know, that kind of thing. So I believe...
You've brought back the food those bandits took from us. Thank you, Great Wizard.
Shut
now
up.
we will not starve. Thank you again.
Shut up! I'm talking. But, like, I believe in this theory that they were the first, which also explains why they didn't have partners to begin with, because it wasn't creative. Some of the voice acting is just really low with the accents. I mean, it looks like the creators wanted to have fun with it. So, but yeah. We can finish this topic tomorrow. It's almost 5 o'clock, and I promised my brother I'd watch The Puppy for him so he could do homework. So, I'm going to log off, and we will be back at this again tomorrow. So, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's funny, really. Yeah, I love the way Wizard 101 handles, like, all the stuff. It's hilarious. Yeah, Longer Street treated me a little... Ciao for now. Well, also, I had pent-up energy from not streaming for a couple of days, so I'm like, I needed to let it out. Okay. Bye, and I will post the rules for the Akuma art challenge later. So, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow. Bye.